Welcome to the Field of Streams, where every week I, your host, Janeen McCrae, read a short piece of my writing to you so that you don't have to. Doesn't that sound nice? It's quite a deal. But more than that, to add to that deal is a promise I will also make to you, and that is that I will keep this short, like I do most weeks. Occasionally I ramble. But not this week. I'm not going to ramble. Janeen rambling. Speaking of rambling, let's do a little preambling about today's episode before we get into it. I was inspired to write what I'm about to read to you today by a video of a dog that pretended to be dead every time its owner attempted to trim its nails. It was a very dramatic canine performance, actually. Just a drama dog. It got me to thinking about dogs playing dead and then other creatures playing dead for defensive reasons, and about what sort of metaphor that might be for humans in terms of using it as a tool to carve out time to work on their art, be it writing like I do, or painting or music or whatever. Just making time for yourself on the regular in which to move your work forward. That was my definition of playing dead as a human, as a creative type. I mean, you know what I'm saying. Playing dead as in saying no to things that take you away from the work of doing the creative work. I don't mean in a neglect the family kind of way, but in a way that is about being serious, about your seriousness of wanting to make a go of being a professional artist kind of way. Playing dead by excusing yourself from social obligations that you sort of really don't need to participate in. So I call it playing dead, but it's really just making time for your art. And now I feel like I've over-explained it a bit. But hey, this is my podcast, so I can do what I want. In order to write what I'm about to read to you, I did do some digging into animals that play dead on the regular, and some of them get a little call-out in this. If you've ever heard the idiom playing possum, I'm happy to tell you that that saying originated with the Virginia opossum that plays dead when threatened. You know, tongue out, drooly, dead eyes. I'll put a link to some video about that in the description for you if you want to watch it. And yes, there is a behind-the-scenes video that is me talking about it that you can also go and watch if you want. But for now, I invite you to sit back, play dead, but with your ears open and your brain processing, as I read to you dramatically and with mucho enthusiasm a piece of my writing called Playing Dead for Fun and Profit. We begin by reading the Playing Dead Death Notice from the October 2024 issue of Busy Getting Shit Done Quarterly. Janeen McCrae started playing dead several times a week, at hours convenient to her workflow, for short periods of time, whenever she could slot it into her work and life schedule, in Santa Cruz, California, 2024. A private service will be held on those days by Janeen at her desk in her office, that's also her bedroom, or also sometimes at a cafe. This service to the work will be followed by a cup of coffee and maybe even a donut with sprinkles. After the wake, she will be, totally available for coffee catch-ups, chin wags, lunches, love life consulting, and freelance writing assignments. If you would like to honour Janeen's fake death events, which will be occurring on the sometimes regular, she requests that you rejoice in her productivity rather than mourn her absence from your social circles. When you do finally see her, post-resurrection, feel free to donate to her favourite charity, her ego bank, by directing the following success confirmation in her direction. Quote, "I haven't seen you in so long. I thought you were dead." End quote. No cards. And that's the end of the Playing Dead Death Notice from October 2024. Tonic immobility, thanatosis, playing dead, whatever you call it, you should know this. It's not just for snakes. It's not just for snakes like the eastern hognose snake, which, upon fearing for its life and inevitable ugly dispatch at the hands of a predator, will writhe and contort and manipulate the danger noodle of its being into dramatic displays of curly-whirlies, snack-swirlies, and general reptilian wigglery. Behold its gaping mouth, freeze-framed in the yowl of silent agony as it flips over and plays dead, sticking its tongue out to really sell it to the room. Its forked mouth spaghetti dangles from its fraudulently deceased jaw, as if to say, "It me, here am, I really dead." Dull it back, champ. Playing dead for fun and profit doesn't need all that snake drama. I'm just letting you know. It's not just for snakes. Playing dead is for anyone trying to carve out time in their day to work on their art. Playing dead is less about the fake act, you don't have to put on a show, and more about the real result. You remove yourself from the narrative and timeline of those around you to go work on your work. Play dead, metaphorically. You can writhe and contort to help sell it if you like, weirdo, but know that the whole faux death throw show will always begin with the word no. No, I can't come to breakfast on Saturday. I will be writing that day. Begin the play dead sequence with a no, end it with a go, then shuffle off to mortal toil. Play dead, not dead. In your time of dying, live the work. Playing possum. It's not just for possums. It's not just for possums like the Virginia opossum, which, when highly stressed, will attempt to convince a predator to jog on, yoga pants, by flashing its Juilliard credentials, flexing its claws, twitching its possum lips, and foaming at the mouth. This will signal the beginning of its "I'm dead, no really I am" performance. Watch as it turns its glassy eyes to cloudy, slacking its jaw to gape the death gape of a Deady Bones for reals, and in one final run for the animal acting Olympics, release from its anal glands a foul and evil odour, thus feigning the stench of death. With drool stringing from its morgue-bound mouth, the telepathy of this vile message will ring loud and clear. It me, see me, truly expired, Slow your death roll, buddy. Playing dead for fun and profit does not have to involve a catalepsy or excretion of fluids, which proves that it's not just for possums. It's for anyone trying to win the war on procrastination by setting a time and a place in which to pretend to be dead to all outside forces and eaters of time. Playing dead means you are laying down in the garden of your brain, allowing the fertile fluids of your mind to nourish your ideas. Metaphorically. Ick. But not as much ick as that anal gland thing. If you make things, you will know the impulse to make is terminal. Think of playing dead as a mechanism, a tool, a time allocator, a prioritizer. You don't have to be a possum to play possum. Play dead. Kill yourself off metaphorically to do the work for real. Lights out, drawing the final curtain, playing dead. It's not just for actors. It's not just for actors who, when fearing the approach of a harsh critic, find the gentle line between too far, overacting, and not far enough, unconvincing, so as to navigate their barely breathing body deftly along it, with a chest that neither rises nor falls, imperceptible, and makeup so incredible the swell of maggots cannot be far off. Check the pulse! They set their unblinking eyes, so dry, surely, upon the words of an obituary, sometimes called a review, soon to appear in the Sunday fire starters. The theatre of the mind's marquee flashes. It me. Check the credits. I play dead guy, number 2. Dial it back, Brando. Playing dead for fun and profit has no audience, and it's not just for actors or understudies. Playing dead is for anyone who hopes to one day find a crowd who will stomp their feet and laugh their joy, or cry their triggers, or cheer as they applaud your art. Will they throw flowers at the feet of the things you make on the side, in the dark, and in the wings of a dream stage where your secret soul resides? To fake or not to fake? That is the question. Fake, play dead, remove yourself from the program and into a sort of creative purgatory to purify your work in the state of alone. Metaphorically. No distractions of life, no nothing but the do, the move the work forward procession. Move the work so far forward the procession becomes production. Fake die if you want a real live. Simple. Call it making a schedule or managing time or sitting at the desk if you like. Call it playing dead if you want to give it heft. Play dead in rehearsal and in the reel and withdraw yourself to run your lines and hide in the props closet alone. Dream of the life you had after making it. Play dead and eulogize yourself. Use theatre of the mind to set your intention. Play dead because you don't need to be an actor. Making art isn't an act. If you're not serious about it, don't play dead. If it's just a lark, don't play dead. If you could live the rest of your life without creating something new of your own, don't play dead. But if you want to live for it, you must die for it, metaphorically. Carve out a time to die, disappear, progress the work, drink the invisible poison, fire the finger guns, and kick the bucket right into the fire of your ambition. Epitaph reads, not dead, just thinking. Playing dead, metaphorically, is selfish, you say. Saying no and carving out time for silly little hobbies that won't go anywhere is rude, you say. First of all, if you have time to train for a marathon, you have time to play dead. If you have time to doom scroll social media, you have time to play dead. If you have time to ignore the dishes and binge a season of something on Netflix, you have time to play dead, to make art, for fun and for profit. And second, if it's just a hobby, playing dead is not for you. Playing dead is for people who are serious about being a serious artist. A writer, a painter, a singer, or whatever. Serious. Art, the arts, is not a hobby. Playing dead, it's not just for snakes, it's not just for possums, it's not just for actors. Playing dead is a strategy. It's just code. It's a timeout for creative folks trying to move their projects forward. Playing dead is as much for you as it is for the work. Play it with conviction. Haunt your work while you're at it. Scare it into the best thing it can be while you're still alive. But while playing dead. The rumours of your death will be greatly exaggerated. Close the windows to the world. Shut the doors to distraction. Slow your breathing and focus. Become a shut-in and never go out, a loser of tan lines and a selfish maker of things. Play dead. Wait, wasn't there a profit part? Fun and profit? Okay. How about this? When you play dead, you will, again if you're doing it right, you will also collect something that could be deemed profit. Your life assurance policy. This policy gives confident assurance that you are on the right track and of the right mind and skill and talent to take a swing. That you are committed enough to the cause to sacrifice your life for it, metaphorically. That you can declare with no hesitation or imposter syndrome present that you are a professional artist. Consider this your proof of life payout. There's your profit. R.I.P. Rest in progress. And there you have it, today's episode. I hope that you are able to play dead effectively from time to time so that you can work on your art. But don't be too selfish about it. Play dead for time. Don't, be emotionally dead with it. That's bad. I share these missives as a way to, expose my creative process, just to show you that ideas can come from anywhere. And you really do need to exercise your creativity to keep it sharp. This podcast and the writing it's based on, which is stuff from my newsletter called The Stream, which you can sign up for at janeenmccrae.substack.com, are the imperfect exercises I do to keep my brain agile. I'm not saying any of it is great, but if you enjoyed what you heard, follow this vessel on the podcast platform of your choice and, share it if you want. But for now, I'll leave you with this. Love what you love. I'll see you out there making stuff.